Okay, so in this video we are going to learn how to use Sumo Paint, which mimics Photoshop and a lot of other art programs. We're going to use that website to create something called fruit faces. So first we need to open our web browser. I like to use Chrome for this. Here's our school homepage if you want to ever bookmark that if you're watching from home or at another school. All the way near the bottom is where I keep our art. And the website is called Sumo Paint. You want to make sure Flash is enabled. I already have the link open on this tab. So let's begin. First you'll notice you have toolbars, or a toolbar on the side, color swatches, your layers, which we'll go over, and your color chooser. I suppose we'll say where you can make things a tint, a tone, or a shade of the color you have selected. But you also notice that there's menus within the browser. Don't confuse these menus with your browser menu at the top. So the first thing we're going to do is import an image. So we go to File within Sumo Paint, Import to Layer, and I'm going to do from my computer for our project. If you're in the computer lab, in our Dropbox, we have a folder shared with the class called Fruit Faces. All right, and here we have all the fruits and vegetables we can use to create a fruit face. So we're going to start. I like to start with a big fruit or vegetable that would act as the head. Okay, so as I said, I like to pick a large fruit or vegetable to be the shape of the head. Of course, you could always pick something tiny and resize it, which I'll show later. But let's just look through. You can see these are your image options. I like to keep our file chooser in this view so that you can read the name and see a preview of the image. I'm going to just go ahead. Sometimes skipping through gives you ideas. For instance, bean sprouts would be a good beard or hair. Blueberry would be a good eyeball. So as you're choosing, keep in mind other parts of the head and face that you may want to use, carrot nose, etc. Let's go ahead and pick a cantaloupe head. So I choose it, I press open, and it imports to its own layer. Now this file is very large, so I'm going to need to resize it. Under Edit, I'll go to Free Transform, and as I move the image around, you see these little squares around. It's called a bounding box. So I'm going to click and drag in. If I hold Shift on my keyboard while I drag, it keeps it in proportion. That means as it gets thinner, it gets shorter. If I don't hold Shift and I'm on Free Transform, I can distort the shape. That's your option if you want to actually distort it. Another thing is this is kind of on an odd angle. If I wanted to rotate it while I'm on Free Transform, as I go to a corner, outside the corner you'll see a second arrow. It looks like a recycle symbol or a refresh sign. I can use that to rotate the image. And when I'm done putting it in the position I like, I press Return. And you'll notice over on the right, it says Layer 1. We have a white background. We have the layer we imported to. If I select a layer, I can call it Cantaloupe Head or just Head. I don't know how to spell that one. Let's Cantaloupe Head. And we now have a layer and a head shape. Make sure you're on the correct move tool. We'll learn the other tools later. Put the head in position you like. If you're going to do multiple heads, you may want to put it to one side. If you're doing one, try to place the center. And next we'll start adding features.